Hi, I'm Dena Lee. Today we're going to do a short introductory video and then look at school level governance and fiscal responsibilities of school principals. I am Dena Lee. I'm currently a school social worker. I've been one for 13 years. I am on the building leadership team, child study team, team lead, athletic coordinator, administrative intern. I've worked at the same middle school that I attended. I enjoy family time, relaxation, and reading for pleasure. I serve on the Community Corrections Advisory Board. That is something that my principal allowed me to participate in to show community support of our building because we have so many incarcerated parents in our building. And then we are recently empty nesters. We have 2 dogs and we just enjoy life. So we're going to look at the school level governance and fiscal responsibilities of school principals today. So when you think about the school level governance, some things that we need to talk about is the decentralized budgeting, how that means that the school district does not budget. It is the school building that budgets for their needs and for the hiring needs and the needs that the building actually needs. Or there's also student-based budgeting that gives money based on the students in the building. So for example, it'll give a $500, $1,500, $3,000 allocation per student, and then you multiply that number by the number of students you have in your building. It empowers principals to make their own decision on how to allocate resources. So when you think about all of that and student well-being and adult success and adult well-being in a school building, you understand that principals know the level of staffing requirements that is needed. And if you move away from centralization of the budgeting, you have to make sure that as a principal, you're meeting the level of requirements for each student's needs or each building's needs. But as a principal, you have unequaled insights into how your individual building staff and needs things. Like, do you need more special education resources? Do you need more para resources? Do you need more ELL resources? As the principal, you know inherently what the needs are of your building, and you are able to make those decisions on your own for hiring or allocating of funds or budgeting for other funds, like for poster boards, paper, things like that. The district finance team makes allocations to the school based on the perceived needs. So that district team then says, oh no, your XYZ school needs this. Data-informed decisions. The state and local funding is 92% of funding and 8% is other resources. It's difficult to consider the cost to educate every student because some students need special education services or ELL needs, or they just need extra help and support, maybe for behavior functioning. You never know what those are. So those are some limitations of data. And then when you think about funding, is it equitable for each school or for each district of the state for that matter? If you look at the student-based budgeting, it's a set amount for students. And then you think about, well, if I'm in a rural setting, then I have fewer students, so I have less money to fund my school. But in an urban area, they have more students, and they could have too many students and not enough staff. So there's each way, there's differences. Guaranteed tax base requires an equalization of money and power between all of the areas involved. School finance laws and regulations and policies. Hey, if the school principal is responsible for the budgeting, any mistake in the financial accounting reports can have detrimental effects on the students and the school. For example, in the reading where they had the school, that private school operated on $1 million deficit because of this. That's not successful for the school. And the Board of Education members need to also have some training on school budgeting because they're making the decisions for the staff members. Some other themes are principals should have a say in what is allotted for their school and how they can spend it. Financial responsibilities can vary widely among each school, even within a district, even within a feeder pattern. Each school could have different needs. And in 2015, 29 states provided less school funding than they did in 2008. Let that one sink in for a little bit. Principals know what's best for their student population, and they should be able to allocate the fundings in the way that's needed for them. Here is a copy of my references. And then this assignment correlation increase my ability to understand and demonstrate the capacity to evaluate and develop and implement management technology level governance. And I'll stop there and let you finish reading it. I'll pause for a second. The relevancy statement is that this assignment was relevant to my learning due to I want to be a building leader. I need to know more about where the funds come from and what's can be allocated for the purchasing. The assignment increased my knowledge about budgeting terms, and it is important for me to understand about the budget as a building leader. A personal reflection for me is this assignment has created questions that I want to take back to my principal. I want to understand more about the funding. I'm extremely concerned about being in charge of the school's budget. I want to be able to trust my bookkeeper and hope that they are good at their job, so I can trust in them as well. And when I need to decrease my spending, I don't want to go straight for the child study team members because of all of the need in mental health and well-being of students. I'd like to find another area if possible.